Now, if truly Lucifer was one of the angels he made, and I believe he should be beautiful then, please, now, with this picture we are seeing now, the picture of Jesus Christ, my mind is telling me that this is exactly how Lucifer was made before. Now, if Lucifer was very beautiful by then, now, how come when he now sinned against God, they started showing us a picture like animal head, like having two horns, like black, even with tail? How come? Now, my question now is that how he was when he was in the heaven with God? Or after the sin, did God recreated him? Because with the picture of this Christ, my mind is telling me that if truly Lucifer was beautiful then, is either he will look like Jesus Christ, I mean this photo I'm seeing now, or even more beautiful than this. Then how come now they are showing us picture of Lucifer, the same Lucifer with two horns, tail? Please, I want to know whether he was recreated after the sin, or how come he now changed to the extent that if you see some of the pictures, in some places he will have animal head, in some places he will have a black face with two horns. At times they will even fix tail to him. Now, is that how he was created when he was called one of the beautiful angels in heaven, serving God? Then, if the answer is no, then how come he now changed in this form? The story no clear. I mean the story no clear. Now, that is to tell you that all these things was framed work. There's nothing like angel, there's nothing like Lucifer, there's nothing. All this thing was framed. And when the story continued going, they started changing. Now, another thing is, do you know that with the color of Satan today, it happened to be a black man? At least with the photos, I mean the pictures they are showing us, is showing us that he's a black man. Now, you Africans and blacks, do you know that he was only the representative you have in that heaven before? Do you know that? Now, they are now telling you that he sinned and he was pursued out of the heaven. The only man with black color representing the blacks, the only one, because every other angels are white. Mention any name of the angel you know, you will see them in picture as white ones. Now, we have only one representative, that is the Lucifer. With the picture they are showing us is a black man, and they now chase him away from the heaven, meaning that you and them cannot stay. If you are thinking what I'm thinking, it means you and them cannot be in the same place. That is the meaning. Now, if you and them cannot be in the same place, then why are you now running the race to be in heaven as a black man? You are running race now to enter the heaven, to stay with the white angels, when your own, even the original person created in that heaven, couldn't stay with them. They chased him away. Now, in Africa, it is now time you begin to reason. Because can chicken echiche? Can chicken uche ha na-eme? Now, onye nwa bụ onye ojii, dị onye ojii nọ na eluigwe ekekọtara ya na ndị nke ọzọ na mbụ. Ha ekwere ka ọ nọrọ ebe ahụ. Now, they chase him away. Now, ị na-agba mbọ ka ime ike eme gịnị baa alaeze n'igwe. Ebe ịma na ọsọ ndị ọcha bụ ndị ebe a. My dear brother, kedu ka ọ dị gị n'anya ka ihe ji adịrị gị mfe ịbanye ebe a? Ebe onye nọchiri anya gị dịka onye isi ojii ekere na izizi na mbụ ekwere ka ọ nọrọ ebe ahụ, ha chụpụ ebe ahụ, chụdata ya n'ụwa, according to the story of Bible. Now, ị na-agba mbọ now ka ime ike nweta alaeze n'igwe. Ebe ị ma na ọ bụ sọsọ ndị ọcha n'ebe ahụ. Nwanna, anyị na-emekwenye ha ka a na-enwekwenye akọnuche na-esi ya. Ka anyị jiri akọnuche na-esi ha nụwa. Maka gịnị? Ejigoro nwayọọ wee cheki ihe ọfụma wee chọpụtasị mba o nwere ụdịrị mbọ ya agba n'ụwa ka ime ike bata ebe ahụ. O ji nwere ofu ihe ji eme gị ka ime gịnị ka isi ebe ahụ wee pụọ. That is if there's anything like heaven, which I don't believe there's anything like that. But in case if there's anyone, then you should know that you can never stay together with these people. We have not even got to the heaven. We are still in this world. Please, tell me one of the white man country you can just travel to without proper document. And even if you manage to enter there and you misbehave, the next thing is to deport you back. This is the people you want to go and stay with in heaven. My dear brother, when in this world, this common world, you cannot go to them. You can't stay with them. You can't just stay with them easily. And you are now thinking that the heaven will now be free for you to enter. Your account must be big before they can accept you to come to their country. Now, but the heaven now is the one that will open the door freely for you to enter and stay with them. You are deceiving yourself. You are deceiving yourself. My dear brother, I didn't mean here, can we continue? If you think that what I'm saying is lies, please prove me wrong by telling me one person you know today in that heaven since the black man started dying. It's only the Bible that told you the people that in the heaven and the hell. That is the only people. Now, come to think of it. Now, Lucifer sinned. They chased him down to the world. Instead of killing him. They didn't kill him there. Now, they chased him down so he can come and stay with you people in this world. You pray, reading Holy Ghost fire on him every day by day. And whenever anything happens to you negatively, you will now see that is the work of the devil. The one they chased down from heaven. Now, but whenever anything good happens, you will now give the glory to Christ. Christ is the one doing the whole good. It's only Christ that is doing the whole good. Christ cannot even kill him when he was in this world. He still left him alive. We are struggling with him up to today. Why Christ have even left us back to heaven? And I'm just talking what the Bible said. Now, you are the one now struggling with the Satan in this world. The worst part of it, the same God that sent his son to come and die for our sin, caused by Satan, did not use the Satan for the sacrifice of the sin. He now used his own son that has no sin. A person that have never committed any sin. He now used him to sacrifice for the sin of the Satan for us on our behalf. Just imagine this story. Somebody that has no sin is the one dying for the sin. Meanwhile, Bible said that the wages of sin is what? Death. Now, Christ did not commit any sin. He is now dying. And the Satan who said he committed the sin is now is living, walking around freely. My dear, check this story. Check this story and give yourself small sense. There is issue. Bikon, akonuchi. Tinyekwa akonuchi n'ihe a na-akọ. Ị na-akọkene this your Bible. Were akonuchi na-eso Bible anyị na-agụ. Agwa m before, I have Bible in my house. But it's not worthy to be in my house. But I'm considering how much I bought this thing. And maybe there's a day I will need it. Because this thing is very, very confusing. A confused book I have never seen in my life. If you doubt me, this is my Bible. I have it. This is my Bible. I have it with me every time. Though I'm not saying that I cannot burn it, I will still burn it, not minding how much I bought this thing. Very, very expensive Bible then. But it's not worthy to be in my house. Very confusing. Very confusing. But I'm just keeping it just for you to know. Like today now, I can show you that's to tell you that I'm a Christian before. Now, there may be a reason or need for me to bring it out one day. Though that one will not stop me. Any day I decide to burn it because it's not worthy to be in my house. Very, very confusing. Very, very confusing. And they have used it to cage our brain. All the story, fixed stories, and using this thing to cage our brain. Just imagine. Imagine that type of story. The one that sin are walking freely. Then the one that did not sin is now the one that sacrificed for the sin of the other person. Where that one happened before? It's not done anywhere. But we people will not listen because they have conquered you with that story. Everything about Bible is the story you want to hear. And any other thing, you don't want to listen to it. Meanwhile, it's telling you lies. And we that are telling you now that this is not truth, you can't believe me. You not believe us. Because it has eaten you deep, more especially an African man. Believing that a God can come and... Let's take an example. Do you know that most of the content of this Bible, they will say, letter to Corinthians, letter to Romans, letter to Ephesians. Where did you find letter to Africa? Is there any letter written to Africans? You don't belong to this thing. This is a letter to other people. And you don't have rights to apply the letter for another person on yourself. This letter was written for somebody and you are now claiming to be your own. In which way? And I told you in one of my videos that Africa is a peaceful place. Even when they said there's sin in the world, Africa was never involved. And that is why Christ came to that place. There's sin. That place he came, there was trouble then. Now, and because of that trouble, he couldn't stay. Now, he had to be taken down to Africa. Taking him from that place down to Africa tells you that we have peace in Africa then. Even up to today, we have peace in Africa. Now, because if there's no peace, nobody will take him down to Africa. You can't take, if you are looking for refuge, you can't go where there is war. No. That place there is war was in the white man's land. That is where he landed. In case if the story is true. That's why I'm saying this. If that story is true, then it means it's not for Africans. Because Africa has no problem. That is why when he came, he landed where there's trouble to put peace there. Now, the peace was not accepted. They now took him down to Africa where there is peace for safety. We accommodated him then and he was saved. If not because of Africa, by now, I'm sure Herod would have killed him then. But he was brought down to Africa and he was saved. We accommodated him then. Then, now, after the whole thing started dying down, he now went back to the place and not stepping back to Africa again. All the gospel he preached was there where there's trouble. He didn't preach the gospel to Africans. You see, I mean the African land. So it's never our problem. We don't have problem with this thing. This book is for them. And whenever we are talking about Christianity, especially when I'm talking about Christianity, I always tell you that Christianity, I have not been condemning it. I didn't condemn Christianity, but I am telling you that it's not for me as an African man. It's good for the people that is for. It's for the white ones, and it's good for them. Whatever they want, let them do it. After all, the man that came as Jesus Christ was their son. So he is there for them. So they can worship him, but not me as an African man. We have our own religion, and we have our own way of worshiping God before they brought this Bible to us. My dear brother, please, if you are doing, use your brain to do whatever you are doing. Christianity is not for Africans. It's not for Africa and it's not for blacks. The white people that owns the Christianity, that is where Christ came. And that is where the Bible was written, and the letter in the was written to them, not for us Africans. Well, I have said my own again. Onye nkwere ntụnye anụrụ, esikwana we can eje ụka gị. Continue na-ejekwa ụka gị o. Nobody stopping you. Akwụkwọ na aghọta, mana mbọchị ozi ọma ya baghị na ntị, ịghọta ebe a na-eje. Onwere nje ndị Africa mere, and we don't have any sin, and there's no reason for us to be begging. We don't beg. How can a child of 3 months will be taken to church for baptism, washing away the sin? Which sin? My dear, give yourself brain. Use your brain.